Welcome to another Chainlink update. So Chainlink is looking okay right now. I have updated the wave count, so now it should be more accurate. I believe we went into a first wave move right here, and we only went up in 3 waves. And these 3 waves were an A, B, C structure, and now we are in a second wave move down. And as you can see, we almost got to the 0.786 support level right here. And I believe we will get to it before we actually bounce. And of course, maybe we'll not bounce, maybe we'll not go in the third wave, but if we do, then the target wave for the third wave right here is the 200% extension, and that is at $17.20. So we'll have to see what happens with this. We could always get another low in the second wave move down. Obviously, we are very close to that. I mean, if we invalidate the 1-2 setup, we will also get a new low in the second wave move down. So I'm not sure if this will happen. It might happen, obviously, but I don't know. Also, let me extend this. Alright, something like that. And yeah, I think we'll get another second wave move down right here. And let's hope we hold support level. So the first support level is at $9.11. And the second one is at $8.78. And this one is actually the main support level of the main second wave. So this should act as support. And if it does, then I expect the price to bounce in the third wave. If we get below $8.78, then we will most likely get another low in the second wave move down, which would not be bearish because Chainlink is still looking kind of good right now. It went up in 5 waves right here to form a first wave move to the upside. And now it's going down into an A, B, C structure to form this second wave move down. And I mean, to me it looks complete. We don't need another low, but if we do get another low, it's going to be okay as long as we stay above the $4.94 level. If we get below that level, then I will turn bearish. But I mean, right now we're at $10 and it's looking quite good for Chainlink. We are very close to getting a cross on the bull market support band. The green line is still below the red line, which is okay. But some other altcoins, for example, Cardano already had a cross, as you can see, and the green line went above the red line. So yeah, some altcoins are lagging, for example, Chainlink, but that does not really mean anything. What matters is that we are about to get a cross, and usually when we get a cross, something more bullish happens a few weeks after that. For example, here, when we got a cross, at first we did absolutely nothing, and then we actually dropped a lot. But then a few weeks later, we got above the bull market support band again, and yeah, we went into this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup. And we stayed above the bull market support band until we got another cross right here. And as you can see, when the red line of the bull market support band went above the green line right here, it did not confirm that the high was in of the first wave up, but it did confirm that we are close to getting a high. And I mean, yeah, a few weeks later, we got this high right here. And then we started dropping in the second wave move down, and the red line stayed above the green line, and it's still above it today. So if we get a cross, I'm expecting it to look something like it did over here. Now, if you check out what happened in the previous cycle, when we got these crosses, I mean, here we had a bunch of crosses, but here, for example, when the red line went below the green line, as you can see, we did not really do that much, but then a few weeks later, it just bounced like crazy, and it went from like about 41 cents to $5, which is a 10x. Then we got this correction right here. We got the red line went above the green line, and it stayed above it for some time for this correction to end. And then when we had a cross right here, as you can see, that did not confirm that the low was in. We actually put in another low. Well, we tested this low right here, and then we bounced. So what does this mean? Well, if we do get a cross, and I don't think it's a if situation, I think we will get a cross very soon. After we get a cross, we might go sideways for a few weeks, and then we might start pumping. Or we just start pumping after we get the cross. I don't know what will happen. There are a bunch of possibilities. Both of them are kind of bullish as long as we hold this level right here at $4.94. Now, let's say we go in this third wave right here. If we do go in the third wave right here, like I said, this is the target zone right here. The minimum target, like I said, is the 200% extension, but I could see it extend to like the 2.618 to get above the B wave high right here. Doesn't even matter as long as the fifth wave actually goes above the B wave right here. That will most likely confirm that the second wave move down, the main second wave, is actually in. Until then, it's just going to be noise, and you have to be prepared for another low. If it does happen, like I said, it's okay, because Bitcoin dominance still has not topped, and as you can see, it actually got a sell-off, and I don't know if it has topped already. It might have topped, I'm not sure. It went to like 58%. I kind of wanted it to get to 60%, and then I wanted the altcoin season to happen. But if we are starting to drop right now, then I think it's going to be pretty much confirmed that the Bitcoin dominance chart has stopped if we get below the bull market support band. So if we somehow drop to like 55%, 55.64%, and we do not bounce off the bull market support band and we get below it, I think that's going to be a confirmation that the top is in for the Bitcoin dominance chart. Of course, I mean, this chart has pretty much been going sideways for like a month or so, so you can even put it some kind of trend lines here. For example, something like this, and maybe even something like this. So you have to watch this. It might get to like 56.67%, and then maybe it's gonna bounce, but if it doesn't, then maybe we'll go to the bull market support band. We'll have to see what happens with this. And why is this important? Well, if you go on the Chainlink chart again, as you can see, we are still in a 1-2 setup, and I'm expecting a third wave move to the upside. And let me actually change some stuff here. And the third wave could get in this target region right here between $40 and $87. Obviously, it could go way higher than this because it's a third wave move, and by the way, it's a third wave of a third wave. So in this previous cycle, we went up in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup to form a first wave move high. Then in the bear market, we formed an ABC structure to form a second wave move down. And right now we are in a 1-2 setup of a main third wave move to the upside. And if we do start a third wave right here, this would be the third wave of this main third wave. And a third wave of a third wave is very, very, very impulsive. So if it does happen, I would not be surprised to see it go way above the 4.618 right here and just ignore it. And if you look at what happened in the previous cycle, in the third wave, as you can see, it pretty much did not care about the resistance levels, and it got way above them, and this was only a first wave move to the upside. So if we want a third wave, it needs to be even more impulsive than what we got over here, which means that we need to go above the 4.618 again in the third wave move to the upside. And of course, I mean, after we get the third wave, I mean, this third wave could get to maybe like the 2.272 trend-based Fibonacci extension right here at $125, maybe the 200% extension as well, which is at about $110. So let's let that on the chart as well. And then, I mean, nobody knows if we will get a fourth wave move down, but if we do, we should get a fifth wave as well. And that fifth wave move to the upside could go very, very high. It all depends on where the third wave to the upside actually ends up topping. So if it tops like over here at $196, then the fifth wave could even go above the 4.618 trend-based Fibonacci extension. And like I said, this is a main third wave move to the upside, so anything is possible. In the previous cycle, we topped at about $55, let's say, so is it unrealistic to think that maybe Chainlink will do another 4x from this all-time high right here? I don't think that's unrealistic. I think that's actually kind of realistic. And if you look at the monthly RSI, you'll see that currently we are about an RSI of 46, and we went down from $22 to about $7 or so. And here, when we had this huge pump, we did not even get to the overbought territory. We only got to an RSI of like 65, even though the price went from $4 to $22. So, you know, if you compare this 1-2 setup to the one that we got in the previous cycle, even though this one is a bit more weird, and even though we don't have data for this, if you look at the RSI right here, it was at a very similar level to where it's at right now. So maybe this is what we'll get next, I'm not sure. If we do go overbought on the monthly RSI, I think that can easily put the price at like $100. So we'll have to see what happens with this. I'm still very bullish on this chart because it's one of the most healthy looking charts I'm covering right now, and it looks very, very good. Obviously, that's why I'm covering it. You know, I don't cover altcoins that I do not believe in. So this is really, really good looking, and we'll see where it goes in the bull cycle. I expect this bull cycle to end in October of 2025. If you don't understand why, go watch my Bitcoin videos. And yeah, there's still a long way to go until then. And if we do go sideways for another month, then don't be surprised. It's going to be okay. But we should pump in October because October is usually a very good month for Bitcoin. So we'll see what happens. If you enjoyed this video, check out our Patreon and our YouTube memberships if you want access to all of these charts. Like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.